Welcome in, everybody. It is another episode of the DNVR Rapids podcast, and we are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app. Use promo code DNVR when you sign up. Welcome in, everybody. It is a perfect Thursday in the Mile High City. I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, a.k.a. Mitchell, and I got my guys with me. It's the boys. It's the three of us. We're doing it. To my left, super analyst Yahya.
I am Super Yahya.
I didn't say super Yahya.
I said Super Yahya.
Well, that wasn't the intro, but that's okay. We'll work with it. To my right, art director for All City Network, Wolves fan, birthday graphic maker.
It's true.
Downtown Duane Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's good to see you. Even though I'm looking through a lens right now, I don't really see you.
No,
I
we see
you in
you
the comments.
We see you out there, but you're
See
right.
If you
in
just
those
look into the
comments?
camera, it's like you're looking at them.
Yeah.
It's true.
We
Get
got
in those comments.
we got a good little show for you guys today. We all three of us, plus show star Penny, not on camera today, came with us. We went to the Rapid season kickoff party. Great time downtown, down at Asterisk, Denver. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about with that. We're going to look ahead to this weekend's SKC home opener against the hated rivalry down I-70. And then we are going to get spicy. Spicy. Like when you order Hot Plus at a Thai restaurant level spicy. With some overreactions. And it's going to be great.
I'm excited.
It's going to be great. I'm
gonna
super
be fun.
excited. So yeah, last night, the season kickoff party. Obviously, it was a big showcase of the new jersey. All the players were there, from what I could tell.
I'm trying to think. The only one I didn't think I saw was Gus.
Yeah, I didn't see Gus, but I did see Yaya.
I didn't even see Yahya, so Gus might have been
We
there.
saw Yaya. We saw Bombito. Illich was in the house. Talked to Maxu, talked to Roan, and talked to Yappy.
Rubio,
it was awesome.
Gavon.
Yeah, dude, everyone was there. It was super fun. Talked to Coach, talked to Crookham, even talked to Connor Cape. Just messing with you, Connor, if you were there. Good to see you, bud.
If you watch the show.
If you're listening. No, it was a really fun time. Everyone was out. We saw Dev, we saw Julio, we saw B-Ray, saw Joseph.
Oh, dude, it was a great time. Definitely. Like, I think the Rapids did a great job of organizing. I know people were complaining it wasn't big enough, whatever, but it's a cool thing the Rapids did for the fans. Free. You just get to go in, get to press some numbers for free, get to watch the players come out.
Take a picture with Rapid Man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy it, man, all the way. Shout out Omar and Emilio for getting us VIP. So we were styling and wiling in the back and getting
you
more
were
doors.
wiling. We were all styling.
I was definitely not wiling.
No, you were. No.
There is a narrative out there I want to change right now. I was not wiling.
You did tell everyone that you predicted against them. Every player.
I'm going to be
You told
honest.
them that.
Yo, again, I told them nicely. I'm like, hey, you know what? This is what I thought you guys were going to do. You guys proved me wrong. Thank you.
Or the other direction.
What?
Or the other direction.
No, I told them, like, you guys proved me wrong because I wasn't high on them. I told Jonathan Lewis straight up, hey, man, I wasn't your biggest fan last year. You won me over. You did a great job. By the end of the season, I was a J-Lou guy.
There you go.
I was honest. I'm not going to lie to the players either when it's clearly on camera and on record.
That's true. We
And
got
they
receipts.
They can go back and check and see, hey, man, this guy was not my biggest fan and he's out here lying to me.
I mean, literally, we got a player in the comments last show, so there is no hiding from that.
Exactly. That's why I'm not going to go and lie to him, but I will be honest and tell him, hey, man,
Sure.
You did a great job of winning me over. Or, hey, you did not play well that last week. How are you going to improve? And they were all really nice and receptive about it. Everybody took it with the stride. One thing I want to say right off the bat, every person in that Rapids organization was pissed about last week.
Ooh, man.
Starting off strong, everybody was annoyed and mad and did not want it.
The one conversation I had for that was mostly Cole and Yappy. I probably spent a good 5 minutes talking about the game with them. Cole was pissed that all their goals were junky goals. He was so mad. So mad. But then Yappy, I really started talking to him about... Great kid, by the way. Great kid. Great conversation. Super fun to talk with. And then I was like, man, what's it like to play 90? Like, you had one 60-minute game last season. You played less than 30 in every other appearance you've had. What was 90 like? And he was like, bro, like, that is not, like, you think you're ready for it, and it is a whole nother level.
Not.
And he's going to grow into that for sure. I mean, you just look at him in person, and you can tell that this guy's a professional athlete.
Yep.
So more than just us talking to players, because we do that all the time. Duane, you know, we've talked about visual design, right? Like talking about how can they make the stadium more appealing visually. What can they do with the crowd? Visually speaking, I at least walked in and was like, oh, this is pretty dope. Like I think they did a very good job setting the scene for this party last night.
No, they did an awesome job. You know, hats off to everybody in the Rapids organization who was involved in last night, whether it's the media team in front of the cameras with, you know, Jordan and Drew, or the sales team who are helping out season ticket members, to the folks on the event team, to the players themselves. Everybody did an awesome job. The creative work as far as setting it up looked great. I mean, everything was on brand for this new jersey. And they're really, you could tell, really leaning in hard to this partnership with Mental Health Colorado, which I thought was awesome. Visually, you know, these backdrops that you got to take pictures with Rapid Man and with players looked fantastic. The display wall for the auction for the cleats that Pat Milbury did.
That was really
the way
cool.
they set that up with the Pat Milbury hearts behind it was just an awesome install. Everything looked really great. Like, it was really on brand. Those colors just look great on everything. So, you know, as far as setting the scene and setting everything up, man, I thought it was great. All of my player conversations was really about not soccer things.
If you want, you can say no, but
Sure.
Jack Price, I thought, had my favorite moment of the night
Yeah.
interacting with people. And it wasn't interacting with any media members. It was interacting with your tiny, sweet little daughter, Penny.
Oh, yeah, that was Penny's favorite moment of the night, too.
I think it might have been all our favorite moment. It was
Like,
really cute.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
would you mind breaking that down for the folks?
Yeah, I mean, it
this is the
was-
guy Pricey is. Like,
Well, it's
actually.
just really funny. So Price and Cabral are Penny's favorite players. Price because that's Dad's favorite player, so that's really kind of the first player she started watching, and then Cabral because she has been studying France in second grade.
There you
so
go.
She just chose the French player, which is a
She's
great
an honorary
reason.
French person.
Yeah,
Love it.
Love it. So anyway, she knows who Pricey is, and we were back hanging out, and I just feel this arm tapping on my shoulder. You know, I was talking to somebody. I was like, "Yeah, Penny, what's up?" And she's just pointing, like in a totally awesome, like rude way that a little kid would do, because he's not across the room. He's like right where Yaya is, like
Yeah, it was like 3 feet
away.
at most. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's Jack Price. And, you know, and I feel super lucky that we are in a world where a lot of the players recognize us. And, you know, I've talked to Jack several times throughout the years. And so, you know, he said hi and we talked a little bit, and then he immediately just dropped to a knee and had a great conversation for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so with Penny, which was awesome.
I remember
It was
looking over
super
at
cool.
at Mitch and hitting him in the shoulder, and I pointed over and I'm like, he really is Roy Kent. I was like,
Straight up. He's the
he's
best,
he's
man.
like the guy that you think is gonna be mean in this really like, but then as soon as you
Intense.
get him in like a personal setting, nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, he's awesome. And you know, and that was part of it. You know, when we first came in, we walked over and I saw Diego and said hi to him. And I knew everyone had probably been talking about his surgery and he wouldn't talk about it anymore. And so I just asked him how his family's doing now that they're back from the beach and everything from other off-season travels. And we just talked about family for a little bit. And, you know, his kids were there. And
both of their
yeah,
families, Gavon and Rubio, they had
were
the
both
whole
there.
family there.
Babies
It was
were
cool.
there.
It was
you
cool.
know. Everybody was there, and Rubio took time and talked to Penny for a little bit too. And they're just good dudes. I mean, I know this is a soccer podcast, but these are still people, you know, that are not on a soccer pitch all day long. And so I feel like we are lucky to have a club where the players are not super full of themselves, that they are approachable and can be part of the community, whether it's hanging out at C38 tailgate or it's, talking to people at these events like last night. We got a great squad, and we got a lot we got growing to do on the pitch, but off the pitch, like, we're lucky, man. Like, we have some really good dudes that are just awesome people, good humans.
I was talking with Emilio, and he was like, "This locker room is the best it's been since he's been around. Like, these are like, you can really tell." And we talked about it on the show plenty of times, especially during the season preview. That was part of the assignment when it came to scouting and getting players in this offseason. Is yes, you have to fill these check marks on the field,
sure,
but you also have to fill these check marks in the locker room. You have to be a good guy. You have to be bought in. You have to be for the team. And every single one of those guys I talked to, you could tell they were excited to be here. They were excited to be a part of this, and they seem to all really fit in like immediately. You saw Illich and J. Lou hanging out. You saw Ronan and Maxu hanging out. It was, it wasn't just like the usual cliques you saw last year. Not that that's a bad thing. Like, you find your friends and you hang out with them, right? But it was really cool to see everyone kind of intermingling, talking to each other, and hanging out. It was a great time. It was awesome
for sure. And kind of going back to like that. Got to talk to Ronan, and I just asked him, "Hey man, how's life going in Colorado?" He was like, "I love it. There's a club that does things right by your player. I really enjoy it here." Mm-hmm. He's like, "I've never felt as comfortable as I do now, and as somebody that's been in so many leagues." He's like, "I've been in a lot of leagues, and I've never felt this comfortable. It's great to finally say I have a home."
It's tough for those guys, and this is kind of outside of the realm of AMLS podcast, but when you're a player that comes up through an academy in Europe, and especially not a top academy, right? Like, if you come
what are you trying to say about Wolves?
Look, there's the PSG Academy, there's the Real Academy, there's the two Manchester Academies, and they produce some top level talent, right? Barca. Like, there's some big time that produce these kids. If you're a good talent at a team like Wolves, which is that's a Premier League club, they're going to stay in the Premier League. They're not like a bottom club, but because of your age and your development track, you are getting loaned out. And then you're going to come back from that loan, and guess what? You're getting loaned out again.
And you're going to have to fight.
And then you might get 8 minutes in a cup tie, and then you're loaned out again, right? And so you bounce around and bounce around. This kid, Ronan, and he's 24, I think, right? Turning 25 this season. Mm-hmm. He has a 4-year deal with an option. Like, he knows he came here, and this is where he is.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
No, this is his place now. And it's really cool to see them just kind of see them all fit in there.
Yeah, and also kind of like another thing, we talked to Marco, and we got a little tidbit that was, I think, really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking to him, and Marco Illich, the new #1 goalkeeper, because that's what it says in the back.
Literally, his number is
kit.
1. Yeah.
Nothing against you, it says #1 in the back of his kit.
Yeah.
But he was letting us know that he went to the same high school as Nikola Jokic. That Nikola had just graduated, and he had just come in, and there was already like talk about Nikola because everybody knew who he was. So, and also he was talking about that he was really excited that we had Rocky at the bar.
Oh yeah,
he really enjoyed that we had Rocky at the DNVR bar, and he was like, "Wow, you guys have Rocky?" And we're like, "Yeah." Like,
DNVR bar is Serbian friendly.
Yeah, he's super excited to be in the same city as Jokic. You can tell that that's something that really excited him as soon as he found out.
How could you not? Like, if you go internationally and then a super duper star from your country happens to also be in that same city in a related field, you'd probably be pretty hyped. Like, so good for him. Any other takeaways from the party?
I have one last takeaway.
Hit me.
I mean, there's several things, but this is the most.
Hit me with all of them, baby.
No, I'm just doing the most important.
You can go ahead and say all of them.
No, it's cool. We got other soccer things that people are just like, dude, go to soccer or something. I don't know.
Comments seem to like it so far.
Here's one of my favorite parts of last night, and this is a top 2 thing from last night. Second only to watching my kid like get totally starstruck, which is really funny. And that is just being able to say hi to everybody who's always in the comments or on Twitter. that sometimes we only know by your, some of you obviously we see quite a bit. But a lot of times, sometimes those relationships are only Twitter handles. And man, I got to see a lot of our regulars, which is awesome to see you all. But there were a lot of new people that I'd never met before. And I wouldn't even know, but you guys came up to us, you came up to me to say hi, and then once the Twitter handle is shared, like everybody knows who everybody is. But man, I cannot tell you how much that means to me personally. And I know to these guys too, but just knowing that people appreciate the show and, we're obviously not a perfect show, but we're trying to make Rapid soccer fun. Win or lose, it's like, let's have fun. Let's talk about soccer. Let's hang out together, whether it's at the C38 tailgates or in the stadium or at these events, or just in the comments, man, because it's off season and that's what we do. It was awesome. Like, it was so awesome. It was absolutely a top moment for me to be able to meet some folks who we've only talked on Twitter. So if you were one of the folks that came up and said hi, whether it's folks we already know or new folks that I just met for the first time, thank you. Just thank you for coming up. Thanks for supporting the show. I just appreciate it so much. We love doing this, and it's because you guys are in the comments and you guys interact with us. Otherwise, we're just talking into microphones.
Which we did for a few months. It took a while. Now we have a community.
I remember the late nights where we had one viewer. And we were like, you got to start somewhere, right?
Can I share my favorite moment that was like that?
Do that.
We had kind of talked to everybody. We had made our rounds. We were kind of hanging out on the back wall, kind of figuring out who we wanted to talk to, any other things we wanted to do with the party stuff and the access that we were given. And a new Rapid staff member, a new designer for the club.
Oh, yeah. I love this story.
Man.
Yeah.
Walks up and he's like, hey. And I'm like, what's clearly, and this happens and it gets me every time. And I'm not trying to sound it was cool
weird.
that he knows who I am and I just sit here and talk soccer on a couch, right? And he walks up and is like, hey, I'm a new designer with the Rapids. I just started with the club a couple weeks ago. But part of when I got the job, I watched all your guys' last few months of shows to get to know the club.
It's awesome.
And it straight to the feels, instantly
Shout
to
out
the feels,
to Saw.
man.
Good dude. Yeah, we got to talk some too, and it
was
just
so
really
cool,
fun
man.
to talk design. And
I really love that he asked Duane, what do you think of the new design things that I'm doing? and Duane's like, yeah, they're cool, man. He's like, oh, awesome. He was so excited.
He had a huge smile on his face.
He's only been here for
awesome
2 weeks,
to
so
him,
it's
man.
I'm really
cool.
looking forward to seeing what you're gonna do, Saw. It's gonna be cool, man. I'm so happy you're here. I love the fact that the Rapids are finally in a place where they're given the backing and support to be able to hire and get more people, which is super cool. Right down to talking to John, season ticket member rep, who I talked to, who I've not met before, but he watches the show and especially the Winners Lounges.
He said that specifically.
He's down with the Winners Lounge. Me too.
Winners Lounge rules, man.
But it was really cool,
especially when
talking to
we're all
John
tipsy and we're just we're getting down with it.
Yeah, it was cool talking to John and Kyle, who's my season ticket member rep.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. Oh, can we talk about the season ticket member thing real quick before we get into the soccer stuff?
Let's talk about the homies real quick, and then
let's get that, and then we could.
All right,
All right,
yeah.
let's do it.
Quick.
All right, if
Old man Duane.
If you are a season ticket member, one of the things, it's not the usual packet, but one thing that you do get this year is a patch to put on your scarf. It's got the year on it. So over years, they do this each year. You can really kind of create this cool collection on your scarf or one of your scarves. It's pretty neat. So I tested it out today. I installed mine on one of my season ticket member cars. So
that doesn't sound right.
Anyway, so I don't know if it's showing up.
It was
but it's this
technician.
cool little patch that shows up, and it matches the Pat Milbury art, matches the new kit. So if you're STM and you haven't picked up your packet yet, you're going to get this really cool thing.
Duane is
school
so
patch.
fancy. STM.
If you come and hang out, at a,
That's what they call it. It's a lot of. It's otherwise a lot.
if you
of
come and hang out
syllables.
at a roadie here, we have a heat press because we press diehard items here. Bring
Yeah,
a patch
it's
and a
not
scarf,
something-
and we'll throw it on for you.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
We don't have the number, so don't ask us for the special.
No one has the
Yeah, we
numbers.
don't have the
No one has
numbers
the
or the
numbers or the
patches.
letters, apparently, but that's its own thing. Just a great night. Shout out Logan. That's a great comment, man. We really appreciate you. You've been riding with us pretty much the entire time, and it's really nice to see. And we're gonna start getting weepy over here if we keep going on.
And thanks
So,
for the shout out with my hat. I
Yeah.
really appreciate this hat. I appreciate
He
you,
does.
Logan.
He loves that hat. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, we did actually.
It's a good hat. It's a good hat. All right, guys. Before we jump into the SKC preview, let's talk about the homies over at Shady Rays.
Talk about those homies.
Man, it's really bright in here. These lights are very intense. I wish I had my Shady Rays. They're sitting at home. Kick off the new year with new gear built to last. Can we say new year? It's March. Yeah, it's still early. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered from the sun to the slopes with premium polarized shades, customizable snow goggles, and much more. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair we have worn, durable frames, and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. That isn't all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. They told us, and we put it to the test pretty early,
Susie Hunter.
because Susie Hunter went within
from the
hours.
Rockies pod.
If you lose or break your new pair, they will send you a brand new one. Even on day one, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase. If you don't love them, exchange for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop with Shady Rays. Their team always has your back. Exclusively for listeners of this show, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the new year. Go to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR or visit them in store at Park Meadows Mall. 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 200,000 people. Shout out to Shady Rays.
And then when you're done buying your Shady Rays, you can enjoy the ultimate game experience thanks to Breckenridge Brewery. The Avs one, I think it's close to being done. I don't think you can enter anymore. But the Nuggets one's still right in the corner, and you can do your courtside fit with your Shady Rays.
Courtside fit?
Ooh,
Courtside fit.
Courtside fit.
Breckenridge
fit.
Brewery and DNVR have teamed up to give some lucky DNVR fans the ultimate game day experience. VIP tickets, Lexus, club access, parking, and DNVR merch. You get all of that just if you sign up. All you have to do is, what game do they get to see? The New Orleans Pelicans.
Maybe Zion's return.
Don't count on Zion. Count on Jokic. He'll play.
Well, I'm just
Jokic,
saying that's pretty cool. Zion's one of those players you want to see when he
true.
comes to town.
Or Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
He's the next Laker. I get it. But regardless, you guys should really sign up. It's a really cool thing that Breckenridge Brewery is offering to all DNVR fans.
Oh,
we
yeah.
have links below in the description.
Yep.
Also in the pod description, if you guys want to sign up, it's going to be a lot of fun.
You're
Or-
going to sit right behind the glass.
No.
Oh, no, sorry. Courtside.
Yeah, courtside fit.
Literally.
It's a courtside fit for a reason. I think it's a really cool thing. Really appreciate Breck for teaming up with us
Oh, yeah.
and giving us all this great access. If you want to enter, just go to ddnvr.com/Breck Sweeps. And also if you don't want to type that out, how I said, links in the description.
There's a QR code right there, too.
Yep, it's very easy. We're making it as simple as we can for you guys.
Is this the coolest giveaway DNVR's done? I think in my time it is, but I've only been here almost 2 years.
It's pretty cool.
Super producer Kale's been here the whole time.
I think
Can't think of one better than this. Like, we've
Has to
given
be.
away tickets, but nothing like this.
Has to be.
I think
this
it's-
has to be the coolest because it's tickets, it's gear,
Lexus.
it's Lexus Club, it's all that
Lexus
stuff.
Club,
Dude,
it's
it's,
like-
yeah. This is as cool as it gets. So,
I think it's gonna be the best giveaway till Breck Brew gives away a date with one of us at Illegal Pete's. Honestly, that day it's gonna be the only thing that tops it. But it's
oh, man.
definitely number one right
a
now.
whole day with
One
with
whole
of
day at
us.
Illegal Pete's.
One whole
I'll
day
teach
at
you guys how to
Illegal
roll
Pete's.
taquitos. It's really fun. All right, guys, let's dive into it. This weekend, home opener, baby. Home opener. We are going up against the hated Sporting Kansas City. When I saw this as the home opener, do you know what my reaction was? Give me that opener, baby! Oh God! You know why? Because yes, going on the road to Kansas City's tough for the Rapids. Do you know what's more tough than that? Kansas City coming to Colorado.
Isn't it like 10 undefeated at home?
They have, I believe, 6 wins in 40 appearances in Colorado.
No, but it's like 10 in a row where
Yeah.
like SKC hasn't like gotten a win or a draw
Yeah.
or something like that. Like
Yes,
they
talk about that
again. Colorado has been super dominant at home against almost any team until like a stretch right in the middle of summer last year where they kind of faltered a little bit. Besides that, Colorado, the Dick is a fortress. That there's a reason they call it the fortress of Commerce City. Any team that comes in here, Colorado has learned how to take advantage of the altitude. You can, and especially if they're going to play the high press.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be very tough at minute 72, which is I think the minute they keep talking about. That it just gets really hard for a team to start breathing. They just came in.
I found the stat courtesy of who else? Our guy Joseph Samuelson.
Dang it! I wanted to give a guess.
Well, sorry, it was Joseph, of course. Colorado Rapids haven't lost in their last 9 home matches against Sporting Kansas City, according to MLS Communications. The Sporks have only ever managed 4 outright wins in 40 road matches against Colorado in all competitions. Additionally, I said 6. It's 4 wins in 40 games here. Additionally, Kansas City is winless in their last 8 road games. Rapids haven't opened a season with 2 straight losses since 2013. SKC also lost their opening game. They haven't lost both of their opening matches since 2009. So, is a draw coming? No, I don't know.
No, that terrifies me. I'm gonna tell you why that terrifies me.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's been 8 games, right? Since they've
one on the road.
one on the road. They have a record of winning 1 out of 10.
Right.
8 already out of the way.
Well, no, they've lost 8 straight road games, period.
But
they
they've
haven't
only
won in 8 straight.
No. 8, exactly. 8 road ones, right?
But not in call. I just mean 8 road. Like last week was one of those 8.
Oh, well, okay.
in
I
Portland.
thought you meant they haven't won in Colorado for the last 8 times.
No.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I thought it was at the Dick.
But I mean, 4 and 40. I mean, that's like,
Yeah, 1 out of 10.
yeah, that's crazy. I'm excited. I mean, last year's game they won. That was early too. It wasn't the opener, right?
It was the third one of the season.
Yeah, but it was one of the early ones, and it was a really fun game.
We've opened against Kansas City twice. This will be our 3rd home opener
And like,
for that. We are 1-0-1. We've never lost to Sporting KC during a home opener.
let's go. Can you call this? Is it a derby when they're like a 10-hour drive away or
I
something
think
like
they
that?
call it the I-70 Derby.
I mean, is
Or
it a derby?
rivalry, like whatever they call it.
Yeah. It's a derby. This is fun. This is as fun as it gets, man. They, Shallowy's back. Although he played in at least one of the games last year before he got hurt, right? Or no, he was the only one who wasn't hurt last year.
Yeah, Johnny Rose
Yeah.
is still out, which is going to be big for the Rapids. But they still have to worry about Shelton. And Shelton was really good last week against this week against the Timbers. And that is something that worries me, especially that's the side that has Gershbach that really struggled last week. And it's just like,
Sure.
How much can they actually hold back?
I'm excited for the thing, and this is going to lead me directly into asking Duane about it because this is his jam this year. I'm
wait to
just,
hear this.
and you kind of touched on it, being at home and running people into the ground. This team is so fast. If Lewis starts and we get Cabral minutes and Yappy's up top, let's press everybody.
Do you think
No
Lewis
one can
starts?
run with them.
I don't think Lewis is ready yet.
I mean, he seemed fine when we talked to him.
I mean, so did Rubio, and he's not ready.
Nah,
either.
well, we know he's not ready.
I mean that, but I don't think Lewis will play. But I do
think
agree.
they were just holding Lewis off of turf. Is what is my cold and turf.
I think that you're right about running him off the pitch, and I think it should be Galvan and Cabral.
That'd be fun. Oh,
I
could you
agree.
imagine a
Yeah.
Galvan start at home to start the
Would
season?
freaking love that.
The crowd will lose it.
Especially with the Yappy's fast too. Yappy was up there in that high press last week too.
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited for, man. Yappy at home is a completely different beast because he's just taking care of the ball. He has the energy behind him. He does not have to worry about the opposing fans yelling at him constantly. It's gonna be easier for him.
And I hope it's high press right out of the gate.
I'm
don't
so
wanna-
worried about that too.
I don't want to go into the second half a goal down, or worse, 2 goals down. I don't want the strategy to be like, let's be sneaky and do some cool subs and then, display all of our speed when the other team gets, tired because of elevation. Like, I really hope we come out punching right at the beginning and go up early. We'll see. I don't really care what past records are. I know
It's
sports
one game at a
people and
time.
Data, that
Yeah.
matters to them. For me, don't care about what past records are. It's what happens on Saturday. It's going to be cold. Both teams are used to that. Kansas City just played in really miserable weather.
Pretty similar weather that the
yeah.
Rapids actually played out in Seattle. They were like
And
out there at the same time.
These are two teams that they're not neither of these teams are fluffy little baby teams who have their games postponed because weather happens. Like, they're ready to play.
Looking at you, LA.
Yep, looking right at you.
Oh God.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, so
Things of nightmare.
yeah, so I think these two teams, I'm not worried about the weather. They're ready to play. I think it's going to be a really good match.
I will
really
say,
do.
I will say the high press does scare me a little bit because they did get burnt last week.
Yep.
And
It's a whole new system.
It is, but the thing is, SKC also is really fast. If you watch that game against the Timbers, they completely burned the Timbers on the flanks. That's something that worries me because that's something the Rapids were burnt on as well. It's not just because they're quick. It's because they know how to get into those positions, especially that right side that has an aging Graham Susie. He is aging, but he's still a really good passer. You have Espinosa. Espinosa's also very solid midfielder, and then you got Shelton, who's a speed demon as well and can really get behind the wing backs, and that worries me a bit. But again, if they just drop the line a little bit and do a high press, but with triggers, like if their backs turn against their backs turn against the Rapids goal, that's when you should press. Little things where, like, if it's a bad touch, that's when you press. Not a full 90 press, because I think that will affect the Rapids more than it will SKC at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, look, this isn't like, not only is it like new defensive tactics, right? It's also new players in those roles. So not only might there be some miscommunication between them as new teammates, but are they trying stuff? Has this been drilled in since the start of preseason? Is this like, was what we saw because of Seattle? Is it because it's how the playing style is going to be for the rest of the season? Like how much are we going to see of that? Is Robin Fraser, who is known to be a relatively reactionary manager in terms of, game to game, drastically altering what you do, formation wise, pressing wise, assignments, what is it? Are they going to be okay doing that? Are we? I don't expect to see Gersbach as involved offensively this game at all, which was surprising because that was the scouting report is sound defensively. He's not going to bring much to the table. And I'm wondering if Fraser was like, let's go see what we have, right? Go up there and see what we have. And maybe he drops back more. Maybe we get a little more Keegan, involved. Who's going to start next to Maxu is probably the biggest question for me.
We all have a name in mind that we've all said multiple times that we really enjoy.
It's the big question for this match.
Yeah.
It's who we all want versus who do you think is going to? Because to me, those aren't the same person.
Correct.
Want.
So let's go through it. Who do you think is going to start?
Danny Wilson.
I hate this because
what do you think?
I've talked to people in the club and they told me a name, and I want to say a name because I think it's Bombito. Like they've said Bombito's been great, and I heard Maxu really loves Bombito, and I'm hoping
But
that
nothing
Fraser
to the effect that he's starting at home in his first home game.
I want to say you're right. You are no. I'm not. I don't want to say you are right. You're completely right.
Yeah.
But the hope is letting me. It's gonna kill me. But I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be Wilson.
Because you saw Lawless struggle to play out of the back. His passing was accurate when you look at the numbers, but his decision making was so slow.
But his passing was accurate because he fumbled the ball at his feet. He panicked and then he just sent it back to the goalkeeper.
Right, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Wilson is progressive. Right?
Exactly,
Wilson
that's
will
what you
get
need.
it going. He can initiate. If Pricey is starting, which I expect that. I don't expect to be without both Rubio and Price this game. That is not with any sourcing. That is not with any
It's
official
a gut
word.
feeling.
It just feels like Price had a lot of knocks last year. Let's not start him in this freezing cold game on the road on turf. That's what it felt like to me, 100%. I think if you have Wilson, you have Price back, even if it's still Yappy up top, that and with Cole kind of being the link between Price and the attack. I'm excited to see it. I don't know. I'm excited. I think that fixes so many problems. Many problems.
Who do you think it is doing?
Who do I think's going to start?
And who do you want to start?
who do I think is going to start is going to be Lawless.
That's probably
That's
right.
a fair. That's
my
actually a really
spicy
good one
take,
too.
but I feel like that's a very
Realistic
Robin
one.
Fraser kind of move is to coach him up and give him another go. Who I want is the same as all of us.
Say it.
I want to see Bombito start.
Little
I want-
Bombies, dude.
we
Let's
want
go.
Bombi on the pitch and see what he's got. You know, everything we've heard from players and people in the club has been just nothing but just insanely positive things. And that, dude, that gets me so excited because like the MLS Super Draft is not where
Talent comes from most
It's
of the
so
time.
hit or miss and mostly miss.
Well, all the talent's
And I
been already
feel
been
like we
picked through a
nailed
million
it.
times. Yeah.
And I feel like we nailed it by getting Bombito. So I would be super excited if we saw him, you know, roll out onto the pitch on Saturday.
Man, even give me a 70th minute sub.
I'll take it, man.
Honestly, I just want to see him out in the Rapids kit out there on the pitch.
It'll be really exciting.
if you had to give it a lineup, who would it be?
A lineup to start this game.
You don't got to give formation, just players that you want out there.
I want to see Cabral start. I want to see that speed for longer than the 30 minutes he got. I want to see it for 70, 60, 70. Give me let him run. That is why he's here. He is so clearly physically an impact guy. Just by existing out there, he's going to change the math with defenders and pull people certain directions. Now, that's never been the problem with him before. So, you know, can he
gotta
finish,
see,
et cetera,
yeah.
et cetera. But I still want to see that math change with the midfield that we have, right? Like, will that open up for Bassett and Ronan? You know, does that help Yappy get a shoulder around a center back and get into position? To me, I really want to see him, and I want to see Lewis out there. I just want that speed on either flank. They're so fast. Like, you just can't. Like, I mean, obviously you can plan on speed, right?
Yeah.
But to have two guys just relentlessly sprint,
You tire 'em out at altitude for sure.
Especially against Grandpa Zeusy, dude. Like,
Yeah.
let them run him into the dirt, please.
He looked like the Kmart version of Graham Zuzi looks like the Kmart version of Jason Momoa.
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever thought of that like that, but I like
He looks
it.
like the Kmart version of Jason Momoa for sure.
Hot takes here at DMVR Rapids, everybody.
Any other notes from this game, guys? Anything else you want to see happen?
I really want to see Galvan. You're
Yes.
saying Lewis, but if they're holding him out, I'd rather just hold him out, make him feel 100%.
That's my one change. Is
Okay.
maybe give Lewis more time and
Look-
start Galvan
yes.
instead.
Sure.
See
Still
Jacko out
ultimate
there?
speed either
Yeah.
way. Like
Yeah,
those three.
yeah.
I'd also like to see maybe Beta come out for a 10-minute appearance to kind of stabilize if things go wild.
God, man.
Because I think
love that guy.
Yeah, he's a great
He's
dude.
so cool.
And he's
I
also a
love
great
that guy.
leader. He's a backline leader. So I think that's another one that I really enjoy. Besides that, man, give me a 90th minute appearance of Marko Illich.
Why?
That'd
No,
be
that's not gonna happen.
just for fun. Like, you got 5 subs, throw him out there for
That's
the last
weird.
for
That's the
extra
weirdest
time.
take you've ever had on
It
this
is weird, but
podcast.
again, just have fun with it. Like, it's soccer. What are you gonna do about it? It's a goalie.
All right, I'm gonna hold off on your guys' predictions. We'll do that at the end, like we always do. For right now, before we get into our early season overreactions, we have to mention the True Homies. I was over at their office today dropping off a big old box of t-shirts. It is Illegal Pete's. This episode, of course, of the DNVR Rapid Show is brought to you by Illegal Pete's. This March, donate by drinking. This is right up Yaya's alley, man. Donate by drinking. It's as easy as that. Illegal Pete's is teaming up with Tito's and Denver's Youth on Record program to help raise money for future musicians of Colorado. Youth on Record provides underprivileged children in the Denver community with music-based strengths and skills that will give them the platform they need to accomplish their dreams. For the entire month of March, Illegal Pete's will donate $1 to Youth on Record from every vodka fresh press sold. Stop by one of Illegal Pete's 10 Colorado locations, order a Tito's Fresh Press, and you know that your money is going to support Colorado's next big star. Illegal Pete's is your go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer. Do you guys know what a vodka press actually stands for? What the press stands for?
Is this which is
No, this is not my tip of the week. This is a very random trivia thing.
It's a pickle rinse.
No.
Extra saucy.
That's a good question, but no. Vodka press is short for Presbyterian because during
I thought it was
Prohibition,
bench press.
no, it is not bench press. Although Get me on the bench press after a couple of those. I'll fucking send it, baby. No, it's a Presbyterian because during Prohibition, priests would go to establishments and order a Presbyterian, and it looks like a lemonade soda, but it's got some drinks in there. It was a code word to get
Sneaky.
saucy back in the day, and it just held on as a name for a drink.
Little sneakers.
You popes, you sneaky popes.
Pope is Catholic, not Presbyterian, but you know, that's
Presbyterian,
okay.
but we'll take
Priest, whatever. Happy Hanukkah, guys.
I don't think I have a tip of the week that's not go support Youth on Record. It's one of the coolest organizations in Denver. I think music program. I grew up in a musical family. My dad is still an active musician, has been an active musician my entire life. He taught me a lot about music early on, and I think that really helps children in so many different ways. And to be able to literally just go to a cool bar and have a beverage is about as cool as it gets.
For sure.
It's true.
So that's my tip of the week. Go have some Tito's at Illegal Pete's, please, and thank you. Shout out to the homies at Illegal Pete's. They're going to be involved too. We got some more stuff coming down the pipeline with them and this show specifically. So check them out. Okay, guys, get the hot sauce out because we're getting spicy. We are going to each give you 2 overreactions from the early season, and we're going to get extreme with them. So who wants to take overreaction number 1?
I'll let you guys choose.
You.
I'm not going first. You go.
Yeah, you're up.
The Rapids will have the worst record in the MLS Western Conference. They'll be wood contenders.
God.
These are all. Just remember, these are all fake. We don't really.
Are they fake? Are they?
Dun dun dun.
Okay, well now you have to back it up.
You
Let's go.
decide.
Look, this is my thing. I said this last year at the beginning of the season. Show me who you are, and I will believe you. You have shown me you're a bad team, so I'm going to believe you. There's nothing you have shown me to make me think that you guys are going to change, be better. I like giving the benefit of the doubt. I've given the benefit of the doubt for the last, I want to say, 2 months of the season, and even at this beginning of the season. All we heard is great things about them. You guys didn't show me that you guys were good. You guys had a chance to show me that you guys were always going to be competitive, and you didn't. And the thing that sucks the most are the bottom of our list was Minnesota. They won. San Jose was really competitive against Atlanta United. You look over at Houston. They were really competitive against Cincinnati. St. Louis beat Austin. Who's worse? Who can you look at and say they're not competitive?
So when the Rapids finished as the 1 seed in the West, their second game of the season, they got destroyed by expansion club Austin. Would you say that was who they were?
Yes. I would say that's what they were at that exact moment, because the year before, they hadn't shown that they were better. At that exact, they proved me wrong as the season went. So
That's spicy.
At that exact moment, you're telling me
Pretty spicy.
that's who you are. And again, I've told you, I will believe you who you are. I am more than happy to be proven wrong. Prove me wrong. But if you're going to tell me that you are competitive and then go out and show me that you're not, you're showing me who you are. So why should I believe different? Give me a reason to believe different.
This has been foul or
Yeah,
flop.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yaya took this assignment
Very seriously.
I only do things at 110%.
That's right, baby. All right, Duane, you're up. Give me an overreaction.
We lost on the road, and now we're gonna lose on the road every time.
Well, if you watched last year, I mean,
woe is me. What a world.
Me and
What a
Duane went
world.
really different ways on this.
that's your overreaction?
That's my overreaction. We're
you know
never
what?
gonna win again. On
I'd
the
say
road.
we're on about the same pace as we were last year. So, yeah, no, I think that's fair. I still think it's going to be a bad road team. I think it'll be better than last year just on pure luck. But
When have you seen luck work for the Rapids?
that's my thing is luck is random. Something will bounce the right way where they'll get more than one road win. Maybe. But fair. I'm going to play devil's advocate on your guys' overreactions just to mess with you a little bit.
My overreactions are stupid, by the way.
okay.
Like,
Again, and
I
I'm gonna
don't
be honest
believe
with-
any of them.
Again,
So,
I'm going to be
I'm
honest
just
with you.
scouring Twitter, and I'm like, what are people like
I'm
being
mad
most
about.
ridiculous about? So
Here's my overreaction.
I'm
Yeah.
harnessing.
I'm
that.
with Duane here. I said this, and there is some truth to it, but I also am not overreacting to this.
Here's mine. Here's my first one. Oh,
Ooh,
Dev. That's a
Dev.
really good one.
Got a
Damn.
spicy
That is
one.
so spicy.
Shit.
Holy crap. Gersbach ends up on Rapids 2 before the season's over. Yikes.
Wow.
That is a spicy take. Dad.
Here's mine. Robin Fraser. Your seat is on fire. It's so hot right now.
So you're blaming the coach?
Did they look prepared? Did they look ready to go?
Blaming the gaffer?
It's he hasn't won an elimination game yet.
Again, I'm not saying you're wrong.
He had the number one seed in the West and lost at home with a man advantage in a playoff game.
His seat is fine.
Have you ever sat on a seat?
Toasty. There's no toast in that seat.
No.
No, I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that. No way. A coach from 2 years did what he did, and then battles through a season to miss the playoffs by 4 points with a completely hobbled squad last year. There's no way his seat is toasty.
I don't think so either, especially because...
And that's Devil's Advocate, brought to you by Duane Brown.
But I agree with you because it's also like, Duane makes a good point. They want to model themselves after Philly Union. Union has had the same coach in 2014. They went through tough stretches with Jim Curtin.
It's not that spicy. Look, it's not that spicy.
It's not spicy because they're overreacting.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's still spicy. But that's how I look at it. If they're trying to imitate, they won't go away from it.
All right, yeah, you're up. Spice number 2.
Oh man, my overreaction is Rubio won't see the field this year.
Oh God!
He took.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Hey, we said overreactions, and we decided on this before this show.
Overreaction. That's a.
What is it?
That's a. We need to get Colorado Health involved here.
Look, watch. There's an overreaction. Complete overreaction because this started last year with Jack. We saw Jack once or twice, and then we didn't see him for the rest of the season, basically, because he kept getting injured, kept having weird things happen to him, really random injuries. What's to say that it won't happen to Rubio? That's my overreaction. If it's already starting early in the season, why wouldn't it happen to him, but it can happen to Jack? What's the difference?
Because
luck
he's
is random.
Diego effing Rubio.
And that's Jack effing Price.
We did
he's
see
here,
Price.
he's there, he's everywhere. It's Jack Price.
Yeah, I mean,
a tiny knee procedure is very different from a hole that has been stabbed
I
into
guarantee-
your
Well, he
lung.
didn't get that till halfway through the season. It's not
Well,
like
no,
he
but
started with the
here's-
hole.
with that, he probably within 24 hours was walking around feeling better than he did when he went into that operation. That's what those procedures are. They are just getting crap out of there to make you feel better.
Again, we need to state this. These are overreactions because I feel like these guys are taking my overreactions too seriously.
Well, that's the whole point of this. I thought that was the whole point of this.
I was just playing
segment.
devil's
Yeah,
advocate.
I'm okay, but it feels like you guys are like, holy shit. this
Well,
guy-
I mean, you're getting spicy,
was
my guy.
spicy.
Yeah, I was
We're
super
supposed
spicy.
to
That would make
Super
me a
spicy.
little bit
No, I loved
sad.
it. I loved it.
It kinda
Yeah,
hurt
only
me a
because if
little
it's
bit.
true, I'm gonna be fucking mad at you.
I did
dude.
see Dwayne's face
I was
go
like-
from like, holy.
That made me sad.
All right.
I didn't like that one at all.
Dwayne.
Oh,
Overreaction
gosh.
number 2.
Oh man, what ridiculous one do I have?
He has a list, by the
Let's
way.
see. I have a list of just stupid things. They're never going to fix the scoreboard because we proved to them that we don't deserve it by losing 4-0.
See, this one to me is really funny because I feel like you read it off somebody's Twitter directly. Oh my God. That's what that one felt. I felt like you just read it off
None
Twitter.
of these are from anybody's Twitter. It's just an amalgamation of all of the.
No.
Ooh,
silliness.
Logan dropped a spicy one. Jack Price.
What do we got?
Jack Price is the Chris Bryant of the Rapids, a superstar who plays a third of the games a year.
That hurts me.
Spicy,
Too. I don't like
dude.
this game. This game makes me.
Dwayne's
sad.
too nice for overreactions.
Again, over is the key, not reaction. Over is the key to me.
This game has been renamed "Making Dwayne Sad."
How can we make Dwayne cry today? What's yours, Mitch?
We got
Man.
Mitch. I mean, that was a spicy one last time. What do you got?
Hey.
I don't even
This
know if
I don't actually think this. I have
No.
to.
Now you're gonna get pigeonholed just like you're
I
pigeonholing me.
have
You're gonna
to
get
trust
pigeonholed. I'm gonna make sure of this.
Yappy, not ready for the big time.
Yep, I'm sending this to Yappy directly.
That's great news. Then we get to keep him.
No, you still need him ready. What's the point of keeping a player that's not ready?
Look, there's a
keep
lot
'em, I
of
like 'em.
look. Physically, yes. Skill, yes. There's just so much game learning that has to happen. Education comes with competition, and Pork's whole thing is, can we get our roster to the point where we can play 11 on 11 at the most competitive level possible? And I think they're as close to that as they have ever been, but you still can't simulate going up against Seattle in a tough road game in bad conditions. And there were moments where it looked like, oh, you need more minutes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't think this. I think Yappy's going to score.
No, he
8
thinks
plus
that
goals
he
this
thinks
season.
that completely.
No, not at all. But I do think, on a very much smaller, not overreaction take, is I do want to see those moments where you see him think the pass is going to get to him, but because he doesn't take 4 steps towards it, it's a turnover, right? Like
Yeah.
I want to see those little moments fixed. Because the rest is there. Physically, he can box those guys out. He can push them around. He can get in. He can get in space. And I just want to see those little tweaks, those little bit of tweaks. But yeah, that's our overreactions to the first game. I think those were all insane, and that's kind of the point. So
What
Yeah,
did we
like-
learn?
Again,
Yaya has some mean takes because he prepares.
I watched the game 4 times, people.
can you believe?
And
Okay,
I am terrible.
good
at this
lord,
game.
can you believe that? Yahir watched that game 4 times.
This is why you don't watch that game 4 times.
No, again,
You've broken yourself. Yaya.
guys.
You've broken yourself.
No, guys, if you want me to be completely honest with you guys, how I feel about that game after watching it 4 times,
Yes.
like there's gonna be completely honesty.
Oh boy.
The Rapids are really effing good.
Whoa,
I
all
watched
right,
it.
all right. You gotta
Whoa.
keep going. All right,
No,
keep
I'm gonna
going.
explain to you why. I'm gonna explain to you why.
I'm cooking. The Yaselina's cooking up.
This is the
people.
thing.
It's cooking.
This is the thing. I can tell you these things that happened because we prepared for this. We talked about our overreactions before this. But this is why I can tell you the Rapids are effing good. That doesn't mean they're going to get results. I can tell you that they are getting comfortable. I watched the game 4 times. And everything that pointed out every time.
Keep going.
Wow.
No,
I
keep
saw
going.
that.
We'll bring it up in a
Okay.
sec.
But I saw this game 4 times. The more I saw it, around minute 60, the Rapids started to get comfortable. What?
Cabral came on.
No, not just Cabral, but like I'm talking about the defense, everybody. It could be because of the high press wasn't there for Seattle anymore because they were winning 3-0. Every goal was complete garbage. They beat them cleanly. I'm not gonna say they did it, but for the ball to go in, there had to be a garbage play right in front of the goal. You clean up maybe 1 of those mistakes, 2 of those mistakes, and you're good.
Yeah.
If you keep pressing high and you get your players adjusted to this new system you want to do, it's a effing good team. Tactics are good. I do think that. Is there adjustments to be made? Of course. Everybody needs to make adjustments. It's part of the league. It's part of the game. You always adjust. But the more you watch it, the passes got crisper.
Yep.
They cared about the game, which is number one thing for every athlete. They have to care. And the more they cared, the better the game got. So I'm all in that. I think they can improve. I think they will be better. Every player that we talked to on that day in the party yesterday was super pissed. I went up to Priso and said, hey, man, I really liked your effort. He was like, it was a bad game. Don't tell me that. Straight up called me out. He's like, I'm not here for compliments. I'm here to tell it was
That's
not
good.
a good game.
That's good.
Everybody's
I
mad.
need action
Yeah.
from that. Like, okay, this is the one negative point here from Duane, is that I can't handle anymore. We're upset with how the Thanksgiving game went.
Sure.
We're really upset about how last season went, and now it's like we're really pissed about how we got beat 4-0.
Look,
Like, I don't want to hear any more words. And given you guys, you know that I am ultra hopeful, but it's like at some point, like I'm a little burned out on.
I'm going to give you a counterpoint to that.
Well, okay, we
little-
got to wrap up.
Quick little counterpoint to that.
We're going 24 hours on this show.
The
Buckle up, everybody.
The counterpoint to that is that it's true. They talked a lot, but the level of talent compared to last year's, even year 2021 when they won first in the West, it's maybe 2 times better. They have a more talented roster than the last 2 years.
Yes, by a mile.
And they have
for sure.
They have a healthier roster than the last 2 years.
Yes.
Which I do believe it takes time to adjust. It's 6 new players basically. 7 maybe, around 6 or 7.
Half a squad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Half a squad. New tactics from the gaffer. What are you gonna do? It takes time to gel.
Yep.
Bassett told
Yep.
me, give me a month and we're gonna be good. and I do believe him.
Yep. Nope. I think we're all just in talking about that game or overreactions, whatever. We're just victims of a small sample size. This is a much better team than we saw last year. I'm really excited to see what happens. Before we end this segment, can you scroll up to that Joseph comment that's just out of there, right here?
Oof.
Talk about the hottest possible overreaction. We saw Illich last night.
Oof.
What about William Yarborough will not start again?
That's a spicy take.
But man, might be true. We don't know.
Score predictions?
Let's get into score predictions. Guys, before we get into our score predictions, chat, let us know if you're going to be at the tailgate. I want to know who's going to be there because I'm going to be there hanging out before I go inside to do the press thing. So, obviously, Duane will be around. Yahya might be making an appearance.
Yeah, I'm still discussing it with the
Either
wifey.
way, drop it in the chat if you're going to be there. All right. Yahya, start us off. Game predictions. Go.
2-1 Pids.
Who scores?
It's going to have to be Yappy and Cole. I'll give the same one as last week.
Love that. Love it.
3-1 Pids.
Whoa.
2 from Yappy, 1 from Cabral.
You want? I mean, you're gonna. I already have a
I'm going to
prediction.
predict it 5 out of 5
I do.
Let's
I
go.
got 5 rapids, baby.
Let's go.
You're gonna predict Cabral every single game.
off the stage.
Oh man. Okay. I'm saying 2-0. Clean sheet at home.
Ooh, clean sheet.
We get a Jack Price assist.
Who's in goal with that clean sheet?
to Maxu.
Maxu and goal. Let's go.
No, we get a Maxu header on a set piece to
Ooh,
welcome the
I
new
like that.
defensive DP.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we get a goal Bassett goal at home. Welcome back.
Ooh,
Who's in goal, though?
like that. Goal back.
It's
Who
still
gets that clean sheet?
Yarby considering
Yarby
Illich
with the
landed like
cleans.
yesterday. So
Aren't they still do have to do like compliance?
he's not
too?
there. He's not there yet. So
So.
that's my stuff there.
Like it.
Plug us out, dude.
Guys, remember, follow DNVR_Rapids on Twitter. Always putting out great content. Follow the DNVR YouTube channel. We always put content out there too. Give us a 5-star review anywhere you watch us. Give us a like. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Correct.
Leave comments. It really helps us out. If you have a Rapid fan in your life that needs a little Yasolina, let them know that we're here for them. If they need a little merch Mitch, we have a little merch Mitch. If they need a little Brown in their town, we got downtown downtown. I don't know how to say it.
Braintown.
Braintown. We got Braintown
You
here.
got a little
Just-
gross at Brown in your town. So.
Yeah, we got a little. There we go. But
Where are you
always
going
keep
with
up. You want a little brain and Brown and a little bit in your town?
All right.
nervous.
All right. This is getting weird. Dwayne, you
are
got anything
weird.
else to plug?
Hey, first game, home game of the season. Jump into DNVR locker. Get that up the Pid scarf, the T-shirt. If you need to
We might be
upgrade
getting
that,
some new stuff.
we might be getting more stuff. Jump in there, Get
Please
it.
put me to work.
Smoking the supporter session, by the way. That's
Yeah,
cool.
smoke bombs in the supporter section.
Ooh,
It's
I
gonna be
love
tight.
that rumor. I can't wait.
All right, guys, like, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Give flowers to our guy, super producer Kale over there. Shout him out. Our guy. That's
He's
right.
over here physical thing. I love it.
And more important than anything else, man, the home opener, the best time of year, baby. Up the Pids.